you know, you can always have some fruit and then wait 15 minutes and then have something else. So if you're at the beginning level of your journey like I am, where I am transitioning into a more high raw living food lifestyle of self-love and abundance, as I call it, then you know I'm not going so hard immediately with so much fruit. The people that I know that did that, they went too hard too fast, and then they gave up and they never went back into regenerative healing, unfortunately for them. So a fruit haul is something that would be really highly recommended as you're coming over to the regenerative healing world. And I talk about that in my ebook as well, what a fruit haul is. It does help if you have somebody helping you with this haul, because you're gonna need enough food. You're gonna bring home quantities. For those of you who can't tolerate citrus, for example, or some of you might not even tolerate fruit to begin with, don't blame the fruit. Blame the underlying acid condition, because you're going into, when you have the fruit, you're blaming the fruit. Oh, I wasn't eating watermelon, and you know, I didn't have loose stools, or I didn't feel lethargic, but I had this like frozen shoulder, for example, or this knee pain. They don't relate that actually it's acidosis and all the gluten and all the stiffness in the body that's like causing that pain in the first place. And they only notice those symptoms coming on when they start eating the fruit. And so, of course, it makes sense. Well, I didn't eat the watermelon and I didn't feel this way, and now I'm eating the watermelon. This is happening. It must be the watermelon. But it's not. Of course, in my experience, I've gone through that, where I feel pain and discomfort while I'm bringing in the right foods, you know? And this is where we have to blame the acidosis, the underlying condition. Some people might get acid reflux when they start eating properly, but that's just because those fruits are pulling forward those acids that were dormant. They were neutralized by fat and water as a safety mechanism by the body. So it was causing the other, like joint pains, for example, or certain states of dis-ease, but it wasn't causing those like more immediate. I would use my cold press juicer, my slow juicer, if I was planning to save this juice and drink it at a later occasion. The slow juicers, they preserve the enzymes, vitamins, and minerals a lot longer than something like a high-speed blender would, or if, for example, like a Jack LaLanne juicer is a centrifugal, and that would be also, it works quickly, so it creates heat, and you just have to drink the juice right away because it doesn't preserve all the life force the way a slow juicer would, a masticating juicer, for example. So it's wonderful to be launching on this journey again with you. I would love to hear from you and know where you're currently at on your healing journey. It's miraculous how much better my jaw joint is feeling and how the migraines have dissipated. I was really suffering there for a while, and my body was just speaking so loudly to me to get back into this lifestyle that I'm just so grateful I even have the knowledge to apply these techniques to my life and to my diet and to my lifestyle. So your daily diet is an essential part of detoxification and wellness. Each level digs deeper into the body's lymphatic system for a healthier detox. One can move back and forth between the 3 menu plans, keeping in mind that results will vary accordingly. On this lifestyle, I never felt hungry. I was having my breakfast, a midday snack, lunch, a mid-afternoon snack, and then I was having my dinner. And I remember every single night I would allow myself something decadent, you know, like maybe a little coconut dessert sort of thing with healthy sugars. Sometimes I would use superfood blends, and make really nice like bliss balls, for example. And yeah, you're just actually consuming so much life energy. It's really, these are like the raw foods in particular are foods like from the sun kitchen, as we like to say in regenerative healing. And what that means is it's so electrical that it gives you natural energy. It just really lights you up electrically. You know, the nervous system is an electrical system, so that's important, the adrenal glands. And now that I'm doing this, like basically at the season change coming into this, winter in North America, we're in winter now, I will be having even more protein, like seeds and nuts, maybe some tempeh. I like fermented soy. Got to be careful with fermented foods on this program, but I can have a little bit of that. Avocado. So increasing the lipids and the protein slightly in detox during the colder months, because the cold is already so alkaline. And that will slow the detox enough to allow one to be really healing at their own pace during the winter months, and also so that I can go to work and function. So yesterday, along with like a cooked broccoli, cooked cauliflower, and squash casserole I had with coconut milk and steamed asparagus, I also had the seeds from the acorn squash and butternut squash that I toasted in the oven, yes, with a little bit of oil. I used coconut oil. And as we do regenerative healing, we try to reduce our salt as well, but I mean, it's a transition, right? So be kind to yourself, go at your own pace. You want to enjoy your food. Sometimes just allowing for that little bit of herbe amère, sea salt, the one the Germans make, a little bit of herbs and sea salt. It just makes it so satisfying. And then gradually, as I have more and more of these fresh juices and fresh foods, I can more and more reduce the salt and start taking more of the seaweeds as my salt. The minerals that are found in green leafy vegetables, like those are the right trace minerals, not the ones from salt that are inorganic, that your body doesn't utilize. The ones from plants that are organic minerals, that are alkaline forming and that are available. So this is beautiful. I have my pineapple and orange juice ready, and I'll be sipping this slowly. That's how I always like to consume my juices. I never like to guzzle them down because we're having them without the fiber, right? So just to slow the sugars. I cheers to you and any changes you might be making in your life. And I so thank you for being with me on the journey.